period between the end of World War I in 1918 and Hitler coming to power in 1933 is popularly known as the Weimar period of German history. The post-World War I economic collapse and hyperinflation, allied to punitive reparations payments demanded by the Entente powers and mass unemployment, made the era pretty awful for most people living through it. But the world of cabaret entertainment became an outlet for the privations of living in Germany, and women in particular were able to throw off some of society's more restrictive conventions and become more independent and free-spirited. This was, of course, epitomized by both the characters and the real personality of people like Marlene Dietrich, who rose to fame in this period. However, the NSDAP was a very traditionalist political party and believed that a woman's place was in the home, not pursuing an independent career or living independently of men. The Nazi ethos was to honor the German woman, and in particular the German mother, primarily as the biological generators of future Germans. Growing the German population was a primary concern to the Nazis, and providing lots of babies that would eventually grow into soldiers for the Führer was important. The Nazi Party was regressive in its view of women, actively excluding most of them from political and academic life, whilst concurrently lauding and extolling the Aryan German woman as the heart of the Volksgemeinschaft, the national community. It was recognized that women who produced a lot of children should be held up as an ideal for the wider population, something to be emulated and admired, and instituted a series of awards to honor such women. The 16th of December 1938, Hitler announced the creation of the Cross of Honor of the German Mother for those Germans who had conceived and raised at least 4 children for the Fatherland as a parent, under very strict admission rules. A subscriber, Kelvin Antaw, has very kindly sent me an artifact connected to this award, so let's open the package and see what we have. So this is what was called a deed of conferral, the official certificate issued by the German state to an awardee. So the awardee is a Frau Frieda Sundermann, maiden name Blumer, from the town of Dalsen, which is now part of the city of Verden in Lower Saxony. She has been awarded the silver class of the award, and we'll look at the classes and what was needed to earn them in a moment. This award was issued in October 1939, and below we see the signature of Adolf Hitler. But don't get too excited. These award certificates were not actually signed by the Führer. The signature is a facsimile and printed on the document. In the bottom right, we see another signature, the name Meisner. This refers to Minister of State Otto Meisner, head of the German Presidential Office, which issued the awards. This counter-signature is also a facsimile. Embossed on the paper on the bottom left is the Great Seal of the German Reich. 4 levels of award were made, the lowest being the bronze, issued for 4 to 5 children. This example I picked up last year, and the design for all levels was the same, except that the central motif's metal changed as you went up the grades. So this is the Mother's Cross in bronze. The medal is basically an elongated iron cross, similar in design to the Marian Cross of the Teutonic Order. A metal roundel sits on a radiated starburst design, and is inscribed around the edge with the words in German Der deutschen Mutter, to the German mother. In the center is a static black swastika, infilled with white enamel. On the reverse is the date the award was created, 16th of December 1938, and another facsimile signature of Hitler's. The medal was suspended from a long blue with white stripes ribbon, and the award was worn around the neck, though a miniature variant mounted on a bow was also allowed to be worn. The silver version of the award looked like this and was awarded for 6 to 7 children. And then the gold, for mothers with 8 or more children. A special class also existed, encrusted with small diamonds, and at least one was awarded to a mother of 16 children. These awards were not handed out to any German mother. The award criteria was incredibly strict, and an entire large civil service department in Berlin was kept busy throughout the entire of World War II, investigating potential awardees. Prospective candidates had to prove that both parents of the children were of German blood heredity and genetically fit, that all 4 grandparents of the candidate mother were not Jewish or from some other foreign ethnic origin, as they termed it, that the mother was of high moral standing, genetically fit and healthy, with no history of criminal confinement, marital infidelity, unlawful abortion, promiscuous behavior, interracial relationships, and so on. That the children were all clear of hereditary illnesses or genetic disorders, and that the mother kept a clean and ordered house, and the parents were not idle or lived off state benefits, that is, burdening the social welfare system. There were plenty more regulations and rules to adhere to in order to be considered for this award. However, those who did actually receive the Mother's Cross gained considerable social benefits in their society. They could have a nurse, free of charge, to help them raise their children. They went to the head of the line for housing, food, and schooling for the children. They even got the best seats on public transport. Members of the Hitler Youth were obliged to salute women who were wearing the cross. However, the award could also be annulled if the mother's behavior broke any of the rules subsequently. Needless to say, when the new West German government allowed World War II-era awards to be worn by veterans from 1957 onwards, though denazified versions with swastikas removed, the Honor Cross of the German Mother was not one of those which was reinstituted, this being a political award, and therefore forbidden. Many thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share, and also visit my audiobook channel, War Stories with Mark Felton. You can also help to support both of my channels at PayPal and Patreon, details in the description box below.